Happy June 29th. Check out the bearding here in the yard. So we're just getting all staged up here. That's a F1 donor. I already checked these earlier today, so they're heavy. Lots of nectar. That's a F2 daughter. They're all Kona Linguistica line. Kona Hawaii. Linguistica is Italian. So really awesome behavior. But I just thought I'd show you because I saw this beard from my back porch. So I was like, oh lordy, look at that. This is Wednesday, June 29th. I'm in Southwest Florida. I'm planning on implementing the Peppermint Candy Challenge, but this is an observation to see what the beetle count is on the inner patty. 2 days ago, I gave them a pollen patty that was, maybe 6 inches by 5 inches. So it was a pretty substantial piece. Let's see if there's anything left. We got lots of bees above that patty area. And it looks like it's gone. Yeah, I don't see any hive beetles. And they have burr-combed it. So that pollen patty is gone. I don't see any small hive beetles running up here just yet. I am feeling a few sprinkles. So, yeah, nothing. So, wow, 48 hours using the pollen patty. This is the end of June, Southwest Florida. Again, the trick, I believe, use a smaller size and kind of thin. It doesn't have to be globbed on here. We got a heavy flow here. Melaleuca, we got cabbage palm still, lots of wildflowers. There's no shortage of nectar. And actually this colony here, it's only a double. I might need to get them into a third box unless I pull some frames out here. Just a small hive beetle inspection, Peppermint Candy Challenge, pre-observation. I'm really not going to use it yet because I don't seem to have a problem with small hive beetles. It's the fact that there's a lot of bees in here. So I'm going to take the shim off and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so here is my homemade Propolis trap. I'm repurposing a food dehydrator tray. It's silicone mat. It's 1 by 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter mesh. So I just cut that to length. It wasn't the full width of the normal Langstroth, so I used the cardboard to cover the gaps and kind of taped it in place. And I have these little dowel rods that I'll set on top, and the migratory lid will go on top of that, so the light can just shine through a little bit here. And the idea is the bees will get encouraged to fill all of this up with propolis. And then once they do that, I'll peel this off, throw it in my freezer, and then see if I can harvest any of this bee glue or propolis off of the mat. This is just what I scraped around the edges, but ideally, because there's painted wood that I use for the equipment, I'd like to not scrape anything that has paint on it. So if I can begin harvesting propolis from these traps or screens, I'll be able to make some tinctures that are edible for consumption. So enough rambling, let's see if this is going to work. So I guess we'll just pick these gals here that are bearding the heaviest. Maybe they need a little extra ventilation. So all I'm going to do, again, I'm just going to pop the top off of that. And I have my homemade screen right here. It's just going to be an inner cover. I'm just going to put it on the top and then prop my sticks over it. So let me go ahead and do that. And now the other trick I learned was to put these 2 sticks right on top of them. I'm just going to go ahead and bang these bees off the inner cover. I don't want to get them to get stuck up there, so make sure the queen's not on it first. Okay, and that's really it, folks. So I have my Propolis trap set. You'll see there's very small gap. See that? So it's not a huge gap, but there's no space for robber bees to enter and rob the hive. And the bees are going to start filling the gaps up with propolis. and then I'll come back and harvest it later. So these girls are bearding up pretty heavy, but they're gentle. Again, it's Cona linguistica stock. They're very tame, very calm bees. No, they're not about to swarm. They're just hot in there. They're regulating the brood nest. I've done frame inspections all the way to the bottom, so they're heavy with nectar. There's no shortage of food. I really don't need to feed supplement yet. There's no dearth here in Southwest Florida. If we do get a dearth, it's going to come in the form of pollen, but definitely not in the form of nectar. But right now we got a lot of cabbage palm and a lot of melaleuca. But these are wonderful bees. Woohoo! Hey guys, so I forgot to mention in my last video that I am using a secondary temperature hygrometer gauge. I'll turn the light on here. You might be able to notice there in the back, there's a secondary probe. Thank you all for the advice. The internal humidity is kind of what I'm focusing on. So this is just a little calibration test. We also have these nice little two-way humidity control towels. The idea is I want the queen cells to stay moist. When I put queen cells in here, I don't want them to dry out. So I think I got this incubator dialed in. I've been reading a lot of different articles about the humidity level. I used it without the mat and it got up to about 80%, but with the mat we're now right at 71% humidity and 95 degrees. So I think that's the sweet spot. I'm gonna leave it there and we'll see what it does with the cells.